Without further ado, folks, please put your hands together for Shaheer Karrim. He's the co-founder of ICP Hub in South Africa. He's going to be talking about the multi-chain startup Accelerator. A warm round of applause for Shaheer. Take it away, Shaheer.
Can you guys hear me? All right, cool, man. We need to have this stuff in Durban, man. We're both from Durban and we met here. We've been speaking online for, 12 months, 18 months. It's pretty crazy. So, firstly, thanks to Sonia for this amazing setting. I thought last year was really cool on the dock and the ocean and that sort of thing. This is amazing. So I'm Shaheer. Oh, look, Nani is here. Wow, that's a surprise. She was our Botswana representative. Sorry, that took me by surprise. So I represent Internet Computer Protocol in Southern Africa. We're here to speak to you about something that's super exciting, mostly for projects, but even all the ecosystem guys like James, who are in the PR space. If you have an ecosystem, if you're a developer, if you have anything, let me just coordinate myself, If you have anything in the crypto space, we kind of have something for you. The base layer protocol is Internet Computer. I've been driving the growth and developer education, the startup funding, government and institutional education, and it's been quite an interesting journey in South Africa. But the South African hub forms one of 40 global hubs, and I'm here to talk to you about a program called Olympus. It's a community-driven multi-chain startup accelerator. So the important word there is community. Right, this is what Web3 is about. It's community, people getting together, collaborating, networking, adding value, and receiving value. But before I get to that, before I get to Olympus, I just want to talk you through the journey for ICP so you get some context. Because Olympus is, it's essentially a culmination of many years of tech, R&D, and community growth that's coming to a space where we're really going to accelerate and put gas on the fire that we've actually built over the long term. So ICP is built by the Definity Foundation, right? They are the major contributors. Started in 2016, mostly an R&D workshop, right? Up until about 2018, 2019, raised $160 million. In 2019, in the ICO boom, and 2021 launched mainnet, and been running pretty much seamlessly since then, right? No issues, no downtime, or negligible downtime. And the foundation primarily is, as you can see there, 270 people, primarily 90% R&D folk, cryptographers, engineers, etc. And in 2021, we launched, and it was a huge success. And over the bear market, things happened, etc. And one of the issues with ICP was the community needed to be built. So what we did was we embarked on a program, all right, called the ICP Hubs Network. So over the last 18 months, the adoption team has really focused on bringing together the Web3 community all over the world. So this is a bit of an outdated picture. There's 20 main hubs. So South Africa is the main hub, Kenya, Nigeria, and then we've got Asia, North America, South America, but we've expanded now to 40 regions globally. We just launched France last month, right? And what these hubs are, they are like micro ecosystems that are focused on the local sort of use cases. So Africa has different use cases to maybe North America, Canada, US. Africa has similar use cases to maybe some of the LATAM regions, right? And one of the benefits of the hubs is local leadership. I'm South African. I know that Cape Town has a good Web3 scene, maybe a bit of Joburg, but maybe not. Let's not use resources in certain areas where there's no Web3 space. I understand the landscape. I understand we have load shedding, so maybe tokenization of solar panels is a really good use case. I understand the whole idea behind what South Africa is about, right? It's regional specific And our social media, everything is geared towards getting South Africans involved, getting South African devs, going to South African universities, focusing on those type of things, right? And I'd say for the last 12 months or so, that's been built up and really accelerated. And I think each hub is kind of defining themselves as, in terms of their own specific core competence, right? But what needed to happen was something bigger needed to happen. We needed to bring this all so it can benefit ICP and benefit the Web3 community much more, right? And that's where we come to Olympus. So Olympus is the aggregation of all these hubs, all the resources, all the accelerators, all the developers, all the projects, and even KOLs, ecosystems, from your WhatsApp group to your Telegram group. We bring all this together. And I started off this talk talking about community. This is community-led. It's funded by the Definity Foundation, but it's community-led. It's all through community grants. I own the hub as I'm funded by Definity, right? So all these hubs are decentralized, but just funded. So Olympus is the first on-chain Web3 accelerator, right? And it's bringing together, so for example, we've got a relationship with CV Labs. We've got a relationship with some of the universities. We're working on an MOU with the BRICS Digital Economy. There's a lot of different things that are specific to South Africa. So all these things are going to all be piled up into a platform called Olympus. They're building out, it's pretty much ready, where mentors, projects, etc. can come in and be visible to a global audience. So for example, if you have a project that maybe the use case is actually it's a South African use case, but that use case really fits well with Indonesia. You'll all be in the platform. I'll just speak to Bruno in Indonesia. Hey, we've got a project. Can you put them out? Let's do an AMA. Let's do something. Let's look at like your communities. Let's get that use case pushed out there. And similar, vice versa. If it's a more like institutional thing, like Singapore would be really good. Speak to Aaron in Singapore, and we set that up. So it's a really, really powerful base that we've created, and we need you guys to be a part of it, right? Because if there's no community, like ICP is pointless. I believe we have some of the best tech. Where's the whale guy? We have some of the best tech. Was it whales? Did you say? Way? Scales. Okay. Well, anyway, I'm still winking at you. Doesn't matter, right? So where was I? All right. So we're aggregating everything. So like your local VCs. Okay. I don't think we have a lot of local VCs, but that's the good thing for Africa, right? So you get plugged in here, you get access to VCs all over. I don't have the full deck here, but we're having a workshop at 10 o'clock where I'll take you through the deck and I'll show you some of the investors. Like one of the partners is Outlier, and then Cointelegraph, Accelerator, ABCDEF in Singapore, and that's just the tip of the iceberg, right? So 200 projects. Some of them are from the foundation, some of them are from, so we have 40 hubs, so if each hub has about like 4 decent projects, that's about 200 projects, right? And just to show you what we're planning, and then some of the hubs have created their own incubators. We've chosen not to create our own incubator. I prefer personally to work with the partners because I think it's much more efficient. Actually, I forgot that was on the deck. Okay, so it's here, all right? And essentially what it is a aggregator that I think everyone can benefit from so much. This is something that's truly Web3. The hubs are decentralized, people come in, the platform will be decentralized. If you see a mentor, for example, we have like one of the most senior ICP devs here, sorry to highlight you, Gavin Marshall is here, one of the most senior Rust developers. If you need developers, we'll upload Gavin. I hope you're going to be uploaded onto Olympus, right? And say you need a Rust developer, really technical, you've got a good budget, etc. You'll approach him, it'll be on chain, you'll pay him on chain, everything will be on chain. Same with the mentors, same with your investors, etc. It's not a marketplace, but a talent hub or like a town hall where globally you get to get all of those resources, right? I'm not going to go through too much of this stuff. Where's the time, lady? What's my time like?
9 minutes.
I got 9 minutes. Okay. So this is just like the deck stuff for investors and stuff, but pipeline stakeholders, all of the stuff I've kind of explained. So essentially, this is what the kind of platform would have, right? So the projects, if you're a project, you'll be uploaded to Olympus. Look, initially, you need to be building on ICP, right? But if you do have a Solidity-based project or a multi-chain project, there are some solutions for you that you'll be able to build on, use Solidity and still build on ICP. Or if you're Bitcoin-based, if you're building on Bitcoin, we have some technology that will allow you just to port over without actually changing your project. It's called chain key cryptography. Let me just give you 1 minute on chain key, right? So chain key essentially allows the ICP blockchain to talk to other blockchains in simple terms. So if you have another project that's on either Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, you'll be able to create a digital twin on ICP. No centralized bridges, decentralized bridges, and you'll be able to operate on ICP. But at some point, we will go multi-chain, so even like if you're natively on Ethereum and have nothing to do with ICP, you'll be able to come on. And then investors, mentors, talent, devs, etc., communities. And another really big thing for South African projects, because I've been trying to work with projects, I know some of the major pain points. User base, right? One of the issues, you have a project here, and then our community is strong, but from a user base, it's not very strong, right? You almost have to do re-education for everyone coming into crypto. So user base, this is why I chose this topic. If you're a project that's in South Africa, you want a global audience, this is going to get you there. So we have 40 hubs, we have 40 separate social media accounts. The Definity account is like 900,000 people. The hub's network is 60,000. Each hub, if you average it out to like 3,000 good followers across all, I'm just being conservative, across LinkedIn, across Twitter, Discord, WhatsApp, Telegram. If it's just 3,000, that's essentially a 120,000 followership. And a lot of that is like, I would say much more like we're building that community. Like in our community, we have devs, etc. It's not like, I'm sure some people have some bots and stuff, but it's really, I mean, it's crypto, right? But I'm sure, I have to be transparent, right? But essentially, it's a really good opportunity. If you've got a product and you want to get into Indonesia or America or Poland or Portugal or Brazil or Argentina or Mexico, it's literally, in the workshop, I'll show you how we do it on Discord. It's literally a message. We all know each other. All the hub leaders sit. We have meetings every week. And literally a DM, hey, Claudio, Mexico, we got a project that really wants to enter that region. Let's do an AMA. And the really cool thing about this is that the hub leaders, the hubs, their success is predicated on how big the communities are, how successful their projects are, how many devs get jobs. So the incentives are truly aligned, right? If you come on board, if you are not successful, it's actually that we messed up, all right? So it's almost like we become like middlemen, BD guys, and we really kind of push you guys. So Olympus will have its own token as well. And the whole idea is that you come into the system and there's a funding structure, right? One of the other issues with in general African projects is the difference between a hackathon project or a startup and then raising capital, it's so high, right? So I know a lot of the startups, they actually just register somewhere else, right? So we want to take you through that process. So if you're like an early stage project, we start you off with like a $5,000 grant, right? We test you out, you see what you can do, what's your community like, etc. You prove yourself, you go to 25K, and then you can continuously get 25K grants to help you get to that point, right? And with the hubs, we've got our own in-house developers, etc. We give you that support. If you're a massive project, like you've got like hundreds of thousands, we'll set you up. If you need a really technically sound project and you need help on the tech, then we can go to the Definity Switzerland cryptographers, etc. But the whole idea is that it's community driven to give you that whole process. So we help you on the community, we help you on ecosystem partners, we help you on whatever's in the hub is basically you kind of part ownership, right? I just wanted to touch on this. How much time do I have? 4 minutes. All right, then maybe we'll have like a minute or so. So one of the issues with ICP was that it's been its own chain. You can code with Java, Python, Java, Python, Rust, and then we have a Motoko, which is our native language, right? But one of the issues always is that EVM versus another chain. So Bitfinity is an interesting new project. It's a layer 2. It's ICP. It's not from the foundation, but it's like grant funding, and they're very close to the foundation. So essentially, Bitfinity allows you to build on Bitcoin, but you can use Solidity, right? And it's a bit confusing because it's through ICP because of chain key. You'd rather do this, right? But ICP allows other blockchains. It can sign transactions on other blockchains, right? Essentially. So they've taken that concept and they've made it much more simpler. So all you need to know is that you can, if you have a Solidity-based project, you can now move over and you can build on Bitfinity and you'll be on Bitcoin, but you won't have high fees, you won't have like latency issues and stuff. It'll be super quick, cheap, etc. Right? And they also will have a grants program. They raised quite a bit of money. They've got really good backers: Morningstar, Polychain, and obviously Definity. I think if you want to find out more on this, we can talk about this. And I don't know if Angie is here. Angie is like a Bitcoin ordinals. Okay, all right. So Angie just received. Okay, 2 minutes. Cool. So if you want to do runes, Bitcoin ordinals, etc., BRC20 stuff, you're good with us, all right? And then this is just some information, but I can give you guys I don't really like to go into the technical stuff. ICP is pretty technical, but we will give you the support, right? We've got 2 minutes. I'd rather take some questions, and just to remind you guys, we're going to have a workshop on Olympus, and I'll give you all the information. I'll tell you how the grants process works, what type of grants we've accepted in the past. You get a better idea. The workshop's going to be like 10 or 20 minutes of like just discussing. I'll show you the Discord. I'll show you how we onboard projects to, like we have like categories for each accelerator, etc. But if you guys want to ask any questions.
So 1 minute, one question. Who has a question for Shaheer?
I did so well.
Come on,
you guys
guys.
understand everything. All right. If you don't have any questions, come over to the workshop, and then we can discuss things. And then I just want to say I spoke to a guy in Singapore about Supra, and you guys have some amazing things coming. I think he's a PR guy from the UK. But that's it for me. Sorry.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Big shout out to Shaheer from ICP, Director of the South African Hub of ICP.